what can we do locally to affect that type of system? I mean, California's a big state.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Well, if I may, I think that kind of petitioning at several levels would be effective. One is in education, where they're already writing grants and doing research, is going to the foundations and then going to like federal level departments and actually seeking the grants and funding and elevating the visibility. If people in educational institutions can find a viable mechanism by which they can approach these kinds of concepts, then they can spearhead kind of a broader awareness. There's also at the local governmental level. You might approach people within the state assembly and congressional members within the state on assistive technologies. What's being done? How are you answer this question? How are you helping the disabled community with assistive technologies and its implementation?
So now I'm going to put you on the spot. Why hasn't a prestigious institution like the Claremont colleges not done anything like this?
It's not just Claremont.
I understand that.
Right, but that goes back to the broader issue is educational centers, university system, California university system, do a fairly decent job, but that's about it. It's not exemplary. Other institutions, if they even address the issue at all, are not really that widely available. There aren't institutions who have a lot of programs. Again, it goes back to probably finding people in these institutions and petitioning them, saying, can you get a grant? Can you find a research arm under which you can develop and assist in developing these technologies? And educating other people, because you have to educate the educators. Until they understand that as a priority, they're not going to feel the need to either reach for those grants, develop that research, or teach other people about these assistive technology or assistive technology programs.
There are several assistive technology engineer programs. I know that there's one at Cal State Northridge, and there's one up north, I want to say Cal State San Jose, where they're engineer majors that have a specialty in assistive technology. How much they're delving into what is commercially available versus the ones that are under the medical model, I'm not sure. I haven't been through one of those programs, but it would be interesting to really push or really find out from these schools how much are they really trying to level things out and bring down the costs on assistive technology.
The CSUN does have a very good reputation.
Yeah.
And I think its reputation is kind of tied to the medical model. Mm-hmm. It's not that that's wrong, it's just that's the way we do it. Right. And the idea of your question about what can we do is we have to, in some sense, break that model. We can't keep the process of creating assistive technologies captive to only a narrow focus or field of educators or educational sites. Mm-hmm. We have to expand that.
Right.
There are some other unique systems out there that aren't commercially available. Where do you see that going, and how far can it go? I mean, like I said, the Palm Pilot has the capability. Mm-hmm. Why did I just find out about it today?
Right.
When I could have spent $200 instead of $20,000 for one of my clients.
Right. It all has to do with marketing, It's not marketed for the disabled population. Like I said, I found an environmental control that's voice activated and it's wonderful. can control anything from turning on your sprinklers and shutting your blinds, and they're just by telling it what to do. And yet it's not marketed for the disabled population, but it's marketed for the very wealthy that are lazy and don't want to get up and do all these things for themselves.
So this product isn't mainstream.
It's not mainstream, and I just found out about this several weeks ago, and I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, the only reason why I'm just now finding out about this is because I'm thinking within the box, and I'm not looking outside of the medical model. I've been looking through all the catalogs that are sent to the hospital. I'm going to CSUN, I'm going to all of the disabled things. And maybe that's something that we can start doing is as people that are involved in technology and assistive technology, is start looking at other pieces of technology that are out there that could be used for the disabled population, because this environmental control that I found does everything and more, but cost half of what the ones that I've been recommending for my clients, because it's marketed for the disabled population.
Where do you see assistive technology going?
Well, I think it's where we want to take it. I think in essence, maybe even our understanding of technology, period, is a bit frail with respect to how we use it. Technology employed, the assumption that technology is a narrow field or that we aren't all affected by it is somewhat of a misnomer. We have the capabilities, I think, in the near term to do things that may change even the flavor of how technology is interacted with the able-bodied community. It's as far as we want to take it, and I think there are some ethical questions that go along with that. What does that mean? How far do we take technology, and what does it mean when we take it there? Do we change kind of the way we understand each other, and do we lose perspective? And one of my fears is that there is a community out there right now, the disabled community, who is somewhat disenfranchised. I know how difficult it is to surf the web, and it's not necessarily designed. An able-bodied person has a hard enough time finding information. With this move towards a knowledge-based worker, an information-based worker, I think we're losing some people, and instead of picking them up. I think some of these technologies lose focus on what they're trying to do, and that's my fear, is if you amplify that again by moving it, if you take and move a technology into a point that its application leaves other people behind, then we have to start questioning the application itself.
Well, I would like to answer that question. I'm going to be a little more optimistic. And I'm looking at how far technology has come within the last few years, and how prices have gone down, and how the able-bodied population is starting to use adaptive technology more. I see it this is being optimistic here, within the next 20 years, things are going to start leveling out to where I think elderly people are going to start using environmental controls more because they're going to get cheaper. Insurance companies are going to start seeing how it's reducing injuries. They're also going to start seeing how adaptive technology can help people return to work, how it's cost effective. And I think with the more adaptive technology is used, the more we start using things that are commercially available, I think prices will start to go down. And I think we're going to start seeing people use it a heck of a lot more.
Okay. My director says we only have a couple minutes left.
Okay.
So, any final thoughts?
I'll go with a final thought. It's interesting to have witnessed kind of over the years the changes in adaptive technologies and assistive technologies. Adaptive technologies are technologies that work with us. Mm-hmm. Assistive technologies are technologies that work for us. And what I'd like to see is the culmination of those technologies in one sphere. I don't think we think that way. And until we do, I don't think you'll see much change with respect to that 75% you talk about utilizing technology.
We have to go. I want to thank you for joining me. Thank the both of you for coming on.
Thank you all.
Have a good evening, and I'll see you next month.